tuning in to Crochet with LJ. Today I'll show you how to crochet a coffee sleeve or a coffee cozy. It goes around your drink like so you don't burn your hands, and it also insulates your drink as well. These also work on stainless steel pints for cold drinks. Here's another one with a handle. Stay tuned for the end. We're just going to be adding on this handle, which is kind of nice on some drinks to just have a little grip there. And then you can also attach it to things when you're not using it. This is a beginner-friendly pattern. We're going to be using the double crochet stitch with a slight variation that's going to give us this post. I think this is also known as the post stitch, so it's a great little project to learn a new stitch and also practice or learn working in the round. All you need is a size 4mm crochet hook, a worsted weight yarn, a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle. If you don't have one of these, that's okay. It's just helpful at the end to tie in your ends. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and without further ado, let's get started. We're going to begin with a slip knot. Insert your hook. We're going to start with chain 30. 1, 2, 3, 30. Now look at your work, make sure it's straight. And we're gonna flip up to the other side. So this is the bumpy side. Flat side, bumpy side. Again, make sure your work is straight. We're gonna fold it in half, and we're going to slip stitch in our very first chain. So insert your hook, yarn over, and slip stitch. Alright, and now we're going to be working in the round. We're going to start with a chain 3. This will count as our first double crochet stitch. And we're going to make 30 double crochet stitches all the way around. So just to recap, it's a yarn over. You're going to insert through the next chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over again, pull through 2 of those loops, yarn over again, pull through the last 2 loops. Again, yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2, and go ahead and go all the way around doing 1 double crochet in each of your chain. $29 and 30. Don't forget that this chain counts as our first stitch, and we will end the round with a slip stitch in that third chain. So count up 1, 2, 3. Do a slip stitch. That will end our round, and we will chain 3 and start the next round. That chain again will count as our first stitch. Do another double crochet into the next stitch, and this is where it gets a little bit different. You're gonna yarn over, and we're gonna do a double crochet, but instead of going into this next stitch, we're gonna go back behind the entire post and do a double crochet there. So yarn over and pull through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2 more, and that is your first post. Continue with another double crochet. Again. And every third stitch is going to be a post stitch. So it might look like we're going here next, but make sure you're going into the post that's directly below the next stitch. So we're going to go behind this one. And then just continue with that 2 double crochet followed by 1 post double crochet all the way around the round. Our last stitch of the round should be a post stitch. And we will end the round with a slip stitch in that third chain. Chain 3. Do a double crochet into the next stitch. That counts as 1, 2, and every third stitch we're still going to do the post right directly behind the post we did in the previous round. And just keep going with that pattern of 2 double crochet followed by the post right above and behind the post in the previous round. And I'm going to go for about 7 rounds in total, and I'll show you what my work looks like then. This is what the coffee sleeve looks like after 7 rounds in total. You could certainly keep going to make it a little bit taller if you want. You can also go ahead and cut your yarn and tie off if you're happy with your work, or stick around and I'll show you how to add a handle. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm going to be doing some more advanced coffee sleeve patterns and other fun projects, so stay tuned for that. And if you would like to add the handle on, we're just going to pick up right where we left off, so don't cut your yarn. We're going to chain 3, just like we're starting another round. Now we're going to work across the top with a couple double crochet stitches. We're not going to be doing a post this time. Depending on how thick you want your handle to be, you can just add more stitches. I'm going to do 7 stitches. If you want a thicker handle, you could do 8, 9, 10. Doesn't matter too much. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 7. Now chain 3 and turn your work and go back in the other direction. Again, that counts as our first stitch. So work into the next stitch now. And just go back and forth with that double crochet on however many stitches you've chosen for your handle. So I just did another 7 little rows here for a handle. So we had 7 rows here, 7 stitches, and another 7 rows. That's easy to remember, 7, 7, 7. And we're gonna now just sew our handle onto the other side. There are 2 ways you could do this. I'll show you the way I like to do it. And that's the crochet join method. So once you line up your work, you can flatten it out and make sure that it's straight, or line it up with the posts. And then insert through the first stitch, through both sides. Pull the yarn through and do a slip stitch. And we're just going to do slip stitches across to join our handle with our sleeve. And then you can cut your yarn. The other way to join, I'll just show you quickly, is you would cut your yarn ahead of time and do a weave through. So give yourself about 6 to 8 inches of yarn and you can cut. And the way you do a little weave through or sew, it's more similar to sewing. Pull your end all the way out. Bring it over to the other side. Insert your hook through the first 2 stitches and pull the yarn all the way through. Bring the yarn back over through 2 second stitches like so, and you can go across sewing that way. Doesn't make too much of a difference which method you use, just which one you prefer really. And there we have attached the handle. And it's nice now that we will end right where we started and we can tie these 2 ends together. I'm going to bring the ends to the middle of my work. So I just brought my yarn to the center. And you can tie these 2 pieces together and then snip it. If you have your yarn needle, you could weave it in a little bit more, which I would recommend for extra strength. You could certainly just tie off here as well. I always triple knot just to be on the safe side. And then cut your yarn. Voila! There's your coffee sleeve, and you can put it on your cup. How cute is that? I hope you guys liked this tutorial. Hopefully it all made sense. Feel free to leave comments down below if you have any questions, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you can stay up to date on my newest projects. Thanks for watching.